Oh, dear goodness gracious. Okay, so everything should be ready. I'm going to start. If you notice a problem, let me know. Alright, I'm just going to have to figure out where I want to start. Both subject-wise. Oh, my camera's blurry. Oh, it changes mine. Okay. Where I want to start camera-wise. Camera. I can't even talk. I had coffee and I can't even talk. Okay, let's see. You know what? Quest. Let's just start there. Quest. You know, I already accepted that I wanted to do this. I need bat wings. He says 5. Let's head on into there. So last video, and if by the way you're wondering what happened to that video, YouTube is giving me a lot of problems with that. What happened is there was about 2 hours worth of setup. Yeah, 2 hours. That bad. And I wanted to cut it, right? So I went and edited it, and now it's forever stuck on this thing saying video being processed. And it's been like that for over a whole entire day. So my workaround issue, my problem is just like fixing my work. I can't talk at all today. I'm going to download the video, my live stream, and I'm going to edit it and then re-upload it. That's going to be my fix because I can't do anything with it currently. It sucks because it won't count as a live stream, but oh wells. You know, oh wells. You do what you have to do. So let's see, where did I leave off at? We'll kind of go over admins again real fast. Now, our old admins, and again, I'm going to list 10 different names. You're like, where do you get 10 names from? If you were to first start Endless Online, there is a credit section. This is where I'm getting those 10 names from. So, we have Rexar, Chaos, Mizzy, Terror, DWD, which stands for Dark Winter's Dream, vult-r, the creator, Angie, Arvid, Lane, and Sakura, who also has a different name, Sakura Akur. I probably am not pronouncing that correctly, but yes, those were the original 10. Now we currently have Sausage, who runs the server, Sordy, again, I don't think I'm pronouncing her name correctly, but that's how I read it. Blalilzor, I believe he made a statement saying it's pronounced blah, not blow, and Plasma Star. Which, by the way, I died. Yeah, that's normal. Hi! Why did I check? Which, by the way, let's just check on who's online. 66 people. Our little icon here is going to show 4 different things. Remember, we're not on the guild, so there's only going to be 3. This is the online list. There's 66 people currently online. Alpha, I don't know who Alpha is, but I'm just using them as an example for my friends list. Their name is highlighted. And Plasma Star and Sordy are currently online. That's 2 of our admins. I can say that they are probably, I don't know if they are, but my thought is I wonder if they're getting ready for the Halloween event because that is definitely coming up soon. Sausage always has one every single year. I've been playing since 2015 on this server, and every single year there's a Christmas event and there's a Halloween event. So for my topics today, something to start off on. Let's talk about the kitty hat dupe. There was a duplication that went on. I don't remember who started it. I want to say Sausage, but I'm not sure. I just know it happened, and pretty much this hat that you could originally buy for $25,000 at a store, somebody managed to copy it over and over and over and over again and told somebody else, and they told somebody else, and they told somebody else, and would you know, there was a massive inflation, and gold was just absolutely crazy. I'm trying to buy health pots. Ben is my dude. Here he is. Okay. Let's just spend all our gold on it. How much do I have now? 121. We're going to need this for taking on the bats because, you know, they hit kind of hard for your poor little character. Now, something I want to pause and point out. Again, I'm doing kind of like a tutorial-ish, but also going over the history. So I have 75 out of 79. What are those numbers? What do they mean? This is how much weight you can carry. We are currently at 75. If we go past 79, which I believe you can be right on point of 79, but if you go past that point, you can't carry anything more, and you'll actually have a little message. So let's go pick these up so we can make this little number go down. 79. We were right at 79. And I did have a message that popped up on the bottom. I don't see it now. But it will pop up again if I try to pick something up. It's too heavy. You cannot carry any more weight. So that's like a nice way of calling you fat. Almost. So how do we fix that problem? You simply have to just drop items. There you go. Now you can run around and pick things up. I made a joke video about this, that if your inventory is too full, like let's pick this up again, and I got that little message, so I know I'm overweight. Oh, wait, oh, that's interesting. I wonder if it flipped around. I'm only at 78, and I can hold up to 79, but I'm getting the little message on the bottom saying I can't pick this up. That's really weird. I do know sometimes this little number, it flips around. I don't know how, I don't know why, I just know it happens, because this was very well known for when you go to craft items, it would flip around. It's really weird and buggy, which, yeah, that's part of it. Let's online. Anyways, what I wanted to show you is, this is what I made a video of. Whoops. It totally ruined it. What? It's working now. Okay, so I can't pick this up. I'm getting the note. It's too heavy. You cannot carry any more weight, right? I'm getting that little message on the bottom. I only have 78 things. I can go up to 79, and I can't go past that number. And yet, I'm hitting this go, which I shouldn't be able to do because I got the message. That makes absolutely no sense. So let's see what happens if I just kind of drop everything. Can I reset this? That's the only way I can think of, like, resetting this. My piggies, they're so hard to get. Can I not drop that? Why? Why? Okay, lag, I guess. I'm gonna go back to what I was talking about with the inflation. I am just having to find these little bugs, and you know we have to talk about them, right? We'll drop the pots, and we'll drop the clothes. So, kitty hat dupe. I do remember that. Okay, I don't know if there's like a lag going on, but it won't let me drop anything. Like, I am, but not. Like, you can see I'm pushing okay, right? Okay, that one went through. What if I do this again? Let's find out. Okay. And I have 5 still? What? What? How? How do I have 5? There's nothing left. So, my only thought I can think of right now is that maybe, possibly, there is a secret item. I call it secret, but really, you just can't see it. That was one of my latest videos, and I commented on this. I made a little skit, comic, whatever you want to call it, about that. If you go to pick up an item, sometimes it completely disappears. We don't know where it goes, but it's clearly not showing up. And the way you fix that is simply by relogging in. So I'm just going to pick up my little things here. What do we got? Get all these. We're at 42. This is totally ruining everything. What I wanted to do is simply show you when you're overweight in the game and you can't carry anything else. Okay, we're at 82, so we did fix whatever that bug was. You saw what I did. I simply put everything down and I picked it back up. Gold usually doesn't count, but for some reason we had a magic 5 from nowhere. But okay, yeah, that's totally endless. What? Okay, well, I mean, I should have at least landed one hit. I knew I wasn't going to continuously hit, but I am getting a message on the bottom saying you cannot attack because you are overweight. Clear your inventory. So something that happens is that you can be very overweight. You're not really aware of it, and you go to kill something. Let's say the snakes, because those are pretty OP in Noobland. So you go to kill it, and you get one hit in, and all of a sudden you're holding your control, but it's not doing anything. It's not working, and it doesn't really explain why, unless you happen to catch that little tiny wording at the bottom. That would be why. And like I said, all you have to do is drop your items, depending, until you get that little number, this 50, down to 79. Sorry. If your number was over 79, all you have to do is fix that, which would be dropping your items until you get this number on the left side down, because that's currently what you have, and you want it to be at or lower than the number on the right, which is the 79 for us currently. That does change as you level up. Okay, so now that that whole thing is out of the way, let's go kill some bats. We need to hit bat wings. What was it, 6 again? I'm gonna check the quest log. No, 5, I lied. Alright, let's head down there. Kitty hat, dupe. Okay. Tin, you're asking if vult-r ever said why he stopped updating? We don't know. He just kind of disappeared. He didn't even pass it off to anybody at all. No one's even seen him in such a long time. There was somebody, which I think someone said might be Plasma Star. We don't know. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But there is a video online. Sorry, I'm concentrating and trying to play at the same time. There's a video online showing, oh, it's Val. Hi, Val. Doing a live stream. I'm going to jump over here real quick so I can read off the title to the YouTube screen, the YouTube video I'm talking about. It should be one of the top things. I don't even know what to type in, but I'm sure if I put in Endless Online, it's going to be like right there. Basically, someone named R2Love, oh, there it is. So I'm going to read off the title of this video on YouTube. Admin R2Love creates Baru Taylor in Endless Online 2013. 14,000 views. I would say that's roughly probably when vult-r was last seen. Yeah, you know, Ray, I made it today, but it took like way too long, maybe like a good 2 hours before I figured something out. I was like, okay. I'll say, anyways, back to that video. EO Broadcast is the one that posted it. So someone named R2Love, supposedly vult-r, supposedly Plasma Star, I don't know. But if it was vult-r, that was pretty much the last time he was seen. I mean, there might have been other times where he kind of popped up, but I think that was like the last biggest thing he did before it went down, and then he just disappeared. In fact, the server went down in 2015. Yes, 2015 the server went down, and it just never went back up. vult-r was gone. Endless was just kind of done for. And I did mention before that there's supposedly a person named, it's actually vult-r's name, Vanderhorse, on YouTube. I got like so many tabs up. Hold on. On YouTube saying Endless Online was done. So maybe that was actually the last time vult-r was seen. Like, I'll go over here. I'll read it off. I'll read the title off to you guys. Again, you can't see my YouTube. I'm aware of that, which is why I'm verbally reading things to you. There's just one video on this person's channel, and that's it. So that's supposedly vult-r 2. If that was actually the real vult-r, which I believe I honestly believe it is him. He did make an announcement saying it's done. He didn't explain why it's done. It's just done. He didn't pass it on to anybody, and he just kind of walked away. Let me try to pull that up. Sorry, I know I had to like bounce around and do like 800 million thousand things at once. Okay, here we go. Van der Horst. Where are you? Arnold van der Horst. Video. It's just one video. It was 6 years ago. Endless Online done January 1st, 2014. That's supposedly the last we've ever heard of vult-r. So where is he now? We don't know. If somebody's in contact with him, we don't know. That's kind of where Sausage and his team stepped in and picked up everything. And quick little note on my YouTube channel, its name is Blings Guildhouse. It's like, where did you get Guildhouse from? That's so random. Well, my leader back in the day, in RA, Rambo's Army, was Your Mine, and Your Mine was always sitting in the Guildhouse, right? So I started doing that, and pretty much the last 4 years of playing Endless Online, that's always where I was, is Guildhouse. So that's where I get it from. I got a question over here. Would you play another MMO that is similar to Endless Online in gameplay and art? Or is it such an old type MMO that you only stick to Endless Online for nostalgia? You know, and I do get asked that question a lot, like, why do you still play? There's so many other servers you could play. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm just kind of stuck to this one. I'm pretty dedicated to it. There's no specific reason. This game is kind of frozen in time, as I like to put it. Now, I did try Stava's server, Rewind. I did like that. I really enjoyed it. But I don't know. I'm just so used to this one. This is the one I come back to. And on top of that, the 4 admins I like too. I enjoy them. A lot of people on here I enjoy as well. I don't have a very specific reason. I have health pots. I went out and bought health pots and don't even use them. There's no specific reason. I'm just used to this server. I never was a big server player anyways. I did do tests a few times, but I wanted to stick to main. But main is no longer around, so this is kind of the new main. I know there's Bones Underground, there was Endless Online, and there was EO+. But I'd just rather stick to this one. No specific reason why. I don't know. I guess I'm not too big in change, and I just kind of like it being as it is. Yeah, right, try to make me play another game, but I want to do it. Like, I don't know, a lot of people do that. They're like, Bling, come play this. And, you know, I'll pop in and join and be like, oh, okay, but I don't know, it doesn't stick. It doesn't stick. I do play a lot of games, but not really. I like very specific games. Endless Online, I guess, is more nostalgia for me. And then also, I like the art style. It reminds me of a Game Boy. And I like the people on here. I like the admins. I just like what it's become, I guess. But I will try other servers, but it is very unlikely that it'll stick and I'll actually log back in. Very unlikely. It usually ends up getting installed. I don't know what it is about this server. I just like it. Do you feel like you should keep trying? Yeah, maybe you should. I'm just telling you, odds are it's not gonna work. Like my family too, they're like, play this game with me. I'm like, okay, and I do for a little bit, but it doesn't stick. The kind of games I'm into are like, what are they called? Like virtual, kind of like a virtual living game. Like, I like Animal Crossing New Horizons. I have a Switch, which oddly enough, this is kind of interesting. I didn't want the Switch. I didn't care. And they're like, well, all these new games are coming out. You like Animal Crossing, you like Pokemon, and it's on the Switch, so you should probably get one. So I did get one for Christmas. And I didn't want it in the first place. I ended up loving it. Well, years before that, there was the 3DS, right? And they're like, oh, you should get this. I'm like, I don't know, I don't care about it. So eventually I did get it for Christmas. It was actually kind of like a little Christmas gift. Everyone chipped in and said, okay, let's all buy you a 3DS. I'm like, okay, I guess. So everyone bought me a 3DS and a Pokemon, and I actually really love my 3DS. And one of the biggest things I would put on there is Tomodachi. Tomodachi Life 2, I think is like the official name. Sims 2, Sims 3, Sims 4. I love those kind of games. Harvest Moon. So those are the kind of games I am interested in. And I don't exactly know what makes me click to a game. I really don't. Customization is usually a really big part of that. Especially if I like the art style. I mean, there's so much that usually has to just come together for me to like a game. I don't know. I don't understand myself. I miss that kind of concept. EO is a very basic type MMO with not a lot of complications and room to actually build social communities. MMOs lack that nowadays. Yeah, definitely. Oh, who is this? Aw. Is that Bob? No, Terry? No, who is this? Pterodon. Hi, Terry. What am I hitting? Nothing. So yeah, Neon, I think you're right about that. We are such a little game, a little community, but we are going so strong. And you know, this game was listed as being released in 2003. It hasn't been updated since like 2014, and here we are playing it in 2020, which still is pretty popular. Here we're at 77 players currently online right now. You have Swordy online, that is an admin. And then Alpha is just a random person I have on my friends list. I was just using it as an example. Where are these bats? Oh, there's one. Endless Online is just such an old game, but it's definitely a favorite of ours, I would say. I say ours because I'm clearly not the only one that enjoys it. It is very simple. It doesn't take up a lot of space on your computer. I rather enjoy the graphics. It has that Game Boy feel. You don't have to be a gamer, as somebody pointed out on last stream. You don't have to be a gamer to play this. And Ray, as you pointed out, I also mentioned this on last stream, I dress to look pretty, and I do. And that's the nice thing about Endless Online. You don't have to like dress to be OP. You certainly don't. Like, it's required for parts, but you don't have to do those parts. Let's say dragons. You definitely have to dress well in order to go to dragons. Or the Quest, the Wreath, and Haunted House. You have to dress decently well, and really it kind of depends on your level. Sometimes you can still look pretty and kill stuff at like what, level 20? Yeah, it doesn't matter really. It kind of goes on your strength, so I like that too, when things aren't super restricted. Like, if I wanted to OP something, if I wanted to kill something, then yeah, I would have to have a Roan, but I don't have to have it. I could totally do that in my kimono. Orona. What the heck? Who did that? I'm not crazy, you guys. You guys saw that, right? I had a harp in my hands. Yeah, thanks for making me look crazy. Interesting. Yeah. That was a good point, though. Did you catch that? I can't kill things with a harp. But, I mean, that would be kind of cool if I could. Now, if I had a gun, you can get a gun in this game, but you actually can't. You can, it is possible, but, you know, it has to be like a special prize. At least back in the day, do you guys remember if there was other people that had guns? Oh, there you go. Well, I don't know who's doing that, but thank you. So, there's clearly an admin around that's switching stuff in my hands. If you guys missed that, there's a gun, there was a harp, That's kind of cool to catch on a live stream. So, oh, this also leads me to like a good point. Admins are active. They are completely active. You may not see them all the time, but they are there. And they're messing with me right now, and I've got that all on camera, so there you go. And I like that too. I like that the admins, they interact with the people. They're not like, yeah, let me just sit up here on my high horse. You guys suck. They don't do that. They totally play with you. Now, they have different personalities. Like, more of the dry sense of humor, as I like to call it. They'll mess with you, but I don't know. They understand that sometimes they might be too mean. It's so hard to explain that. Like, they have a limit, I guess. I guess you could say. They're good people. I like them. I enjoy them. That's another big thing, like, why I like their server. Sorry, I'm ignoring the chat comments over here. I'm like, I can't do it all at once! Let's see, over here. None of the servers are going to be able to survive. Which is kind of sad, because I did like Rewind. I don't understand what went wrong. Like, again, I haven't played that since, like, 1 or 2 months. I don't know why it failed. I guess it's too early to call it a failure. I don't want to say that, because it is pretty cool and nice. But I just think Endless Online doesn't... The community, they don't like change. They don't like it. Like, I'm totally like that too. I don't mind things being different here and there. But overall, I just like it being how I last had it. I'm not explaining that very well, but change is okay. It just can't be overwhelming amount. It still has to be Endless Online. Don't encourage community interactions? No, I don't know. I don't play a lot of MMOs, so I can't say yes or no to that. Let's say Gaia Online. That was one I used to play a lot. I don't remember ever, like, talking to an admin. I did somewhat recently, but it was for help. But, like, for them to just hang out with you? No. Rewind, Callum and Stava, they were pretty good at just kind of hanging out. Who else was there? All I can think about is Endless Online servers, because it's not something I do. I don't go around and play a lot of games. I'm pretty stuck on Endless Online, and this server specific, so. Why didn't you get messed with your stream? I don't know. Like, let's see who's online right now. There are 76 people currently online. That's pretty good for this time of day. Right now, it's 2:36 p.m. for me. Plasmastar and Sortie are online, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was them. It could have very well been, but again, they can go in hidden mode, so I don't know. Could have been Blowzor, could have been Sausage. I don't know. I got so far distracted from what I was talking about with the kitty hats, so let's try to go back to that. I remembered that. I remember this huge thing happened, right? And it just destroyed the economy because everything was so expensive. It was crazy. Like, 5 million was like a normal price, right? And that's insane to actually farm on Endless Online. Getting money on Endless Online isn't all that easy, is it? If you pick like a method, let's say if you go and kill snakes, that's a pretty good method for getting money because their teeth, the snake teeth, right here, and the rattles, they'll sell for a decent amount. What, 40G? You're like, wow, that's it? Yeah, that's it. It does take a lot of work. In fact, I think that was one of the attractions to Rewind, is that there's so much work that goes into getting up to that point. You don't just get 1,000 gold, right? That is a lot of work. And armor on here. If you want good armor, then you have to have like 8,000, right? For something simple. What would be simple? I want to say, what's that light gray one called? Yeah, I'm trying to keep an eye on the chat, but I'm trying to talk and think, and I'm trying to do everything at once. Not Swift Armor. It's okay, Hero. That's what I'm trying to think about. Hero. I think the light gray one. Is it light gray Hero? Sorry, I'm trying to think of every single name in existence for clothing. It's not working too well. Anyways, if you were to get a hero, that's a pretty decent one, but still, it comes at a price. So back to the kitty hat dupe. We just call it dupe, duplication. Somebody took a hat, they duplicated it. It originally you buy it for 25,000, I believe, but you can sell it back for like half of that, or 10,000, 15,000. Was it 15? 10 or 15,000, whatever it was. Somebody hit a gold mine, and then they did that. Yes, Endless Online definitely does need a successor. I agree with that. I think these were vult-r, Plasma Star, Sausage, and Sortie. I think they're doing a very good job, though. They're keeping it up. They are active. They're not, like I said, like super active, but they have lives. They're human beings. And this game, you can only do so much. Oh, I should stop moving. I'm making my camera get all blurry. That's true. I don't like dead air, though. It's like, yeah, let me just awkwardly stare at the screen. I'm jumping around so much. Okay, back to Rewind. What I was saying, I think that's what was a big attraction, is that you started from the beginning. Endless Online overall isn't just like an easy... It is an easy game, but if you were actually trying to get somewhere, if you were trying to level up, if you were trying to get gold, if you were trying to get good armor, if you were, you know, if I go over here and use the mouse and I left click, here is the paper doll. If you were trying to fill that in, that's a good 20,000 right there, right? For headgear, this would be your necklace. Here would be a shield, or I guess since arrows and an arrow holder, what's that called? A sheath? Quiver, no. Okay, whatever holds the arrows, that goes right there, right? It's just called arrows on the game. Arrows are a pretty good thing to have on here. Bows back in the day were very high demand. Anyways, if you were trying to fill this paper doll, that's like an easy 20,000 right there. And that's not easy to get. It really isn't. There's so much grind that goes into this game. It's ridiculous. And it's not just for leveling, but it's for gold too. Even if you wanted to start a guild in this game, it was kind of hard because you need at least 11 people. You're like, 11? I thought it was 10. Well, remember, you had to count the person that's creating the guild. So overall, there was like 11. And that was something that Endless Rewind did pretty well, is they recreated that. The whole reason it's called Rewind is because it was, you know, back in the day of Endless Online, and then they added a bunch of things on. That was part of the attraction of Endless Online, is there was work that actually has to go into this, but we're at this point now where everyone has done so much on this game. It's completely normal to start this game and people just start throwing stuff at you just because they're like, oh man, a noob, let me help them. That's completely normal. I'm dying again. So, jumping back to the kitty hats, there was a massive gold inflation and it just destroyed everything. People couldn't really afford things, and if you weren't a part of that kitty hat dupe, there was no way you could get that amount of money, like, just like that. Like I said, 5 million? That would be, like, totally normal for something so small. Let's say this piggy. This piggy could probably go for 1 to 2K because it's part of the off quest. People need 100 of those. So 1 to 2K. I mean, yeah, 1 to 2K, maybe 3, depending on who's selling it. That would be normal pricing for it. Well, there was so much inflation that was like 150 million. I don't know. Something like that. It was pretty bad overall. And I remember being a guild leader here trying to drink while you play games with the crowd. Yeah. I probably should. I get so nervous on camera. I'm like, I don't know what to talk about. And then I talk so much, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm just jumping all over the place. So if you guys see that, that's Jamie. That's Mr. Plasma Star. He's one of our admins. He's awesome. I mentioned before one time one of our... Actually, you know what? This would be a perfect opportunity to show you guys my mug. Isn't that cute? Bling. I had that custom made. I got coffee in there. I totally did that right now. Because I'm only talking at like 100 miles per hour, we need to up that to 1,000. So yeah, coffee will help. You know what? Since you guys are actually being active in the guild, what? Being active in the chat, let me hear what you remember of the kitty hat dupe. Let me hear from you guys. What I remember is, okay, I totally wanted to do an event for my guild, RA, Rambo's Army. I wanted to do an event for them. I'm like, okay, what if I make like, I think 300,000 was like a prize? And they're like rolling their eyes at me and be like, that's it? I'm like, what do you mean that's it? That's a lot of gold. I'm like, no. Maybe you had like 300,000 kitty hats. That would be a prize. I'm like, seriously? You just turned down my prize because it's like worthless to you? That's pretty much where we were. I'll jump back over to the comments. Hold on. Let me pick up from where I left off at. You guys are so sweet. Look at you. You're just like an awesome, awesome amount of people in this audience. Ray, you said that Rewind took too big of a step. I can definitely see that. I don't have examples. Something I'm thinking about is the penguin outfit. I don't know why. That's what first comes to me. It feels like an over amount was added, but that it's such a hard point. When is too much and when is not enough? You know, where would that point be? Where would that point be for you guys? Like, what is too much? What's too different if somebody was starting a private server? Yes, you can use Rewind as an example if you need to, but like, what takes away the feeling of endless for you? Now, if I was playing Bones Underground, which isn't exactly Endless Online, but or what's the other one called? Fallen Evolution. It has a feel of Endless Online to it, but I mean, it's too different, way too different. I'm not sure exactly what happened to Rewind or EO Plus, but I don't know, it just didn't stick. I would like to have things added in, but it's like, how do you differentiate, oh, that doesn't fit in Endless, or it does? How do you know? Like, how do you get that feeling? I would love to have items added in, but it almost feels like it hurts the game rather than enhance it. Beach shorts, yeah, that's pretty interesting. How, like, I remember people would have little beach parties on Endless Online, right? That was very common. You'd get married in usually Avon Church. Now there's a bunch of churches. There's a church in Hollowdale. There's a church in Avon. There's a church in Centaur. Did I miss any, or did I get them all? There is not one in Stronghold. I know that. Anyways, it was very normal to have a church. And then on Globe, everyone's like, hey, come to beach. Come have a beach party. So that was a common thing, is to have hula hats and hula shorts and hula skirt. Is that what it's called? Hula skirt? Like, just laying everywhere. And like those berry sodas, right? Laying all over the place. And people were just partying it up. And then you would strip down your character and be like, all right, everyone run into the water. That was really cute. I remember those days. So that was my experience with the kitty hats. I went to have a nice little event with my guildmates because I was being a good leader in Rambo's army, and I just kind of got just blown off because what I was offering was not nearly enough. I'm like, okay, maybe not. Maybe we won't do an event. I think I ended up doing something, some sort of item. I believe it was a nurse or a doctor, which even if it was a nurse, somebody got a nurse, which is female only, and a male maybe won the event, he could very easily sell that, or maybe he has a female character he can put that on. That would work out well. Anyways, that was kind of hard to get. But again, there was the dupe. So everything that had like such rarity towards it, it was gone. It didn't matter because all you had to do was to have one of those items or have your borrow it from your friend, and there you go. So everything was worthless and it just didn't fit well. And that's what ended up being the gold wipe, right? Is that what you guys remember? That's what I remember. It was because of the kitty hats there was the gold wipe. That's what I remember back when I was like, I don't know, 12 to 14. I'm 27 right now, and I first started this game when I was probably 12. That's what I want to say. And I don't have an exact time in mind when this kitty hat dupe happened. I want to say it was 2009. Does that sound... No, not 2009. 2000... Okay, junior year, maybe? If it was junior year for me, that would have been 2010. 2010 sounds like that was the time frame of the kitty hat dupe and then the gold wipe. The removal of the stats. That's right. Stats used to not do anything, and then they did do something. Talk more on that, Ray. What are you talking about with the stats? I kind of remember it. I know they didn't do anything at first, and then they did add it, but they take that away later. Let's see. Something else I want to talk about. I'll go over to my notes. Oh, to rewind. Okay. Yeah, I didn't like that either. That was very... Oh. When did I level up to 4? Did you guys see that? Because I certainly didn't. But alright, I'll take that. Again, you only ever get 3. That was something that was really hard for Endless Online. Endless Rewind, the other server, is that they took those stats away and they were useless. It did level the playing field, but that was a big restriction. I didn't really like that. It was kind of hard. Like, I want to be able to kill something fast. That is what I will do in games. When I play a game like this, for example, I like to be super strong. I like to one-hit something, right? Done. I couldn't do that in Rewind. I needed, and you needed to grind in order to get gold. You needed to have the gold in order to buy the weapons, the armory, the paper doll, filling all that in. It was so much work. I think that's part of what made me not want to play. I don't need to have handouts, but when it's like that, I'm like, yeah, maybe just like a little bit of help would be fine with me. I know I shouldn't have notes, but it's just kind of like a little pointer for me that they really do help. Oh, spamming globe. Let's talk about that. Oh dear goodness. Oh dear goodness. Where did my everything go? Spamming globe. How bad was that? Like, I remember trying to read it or trying to sell something and you can't because your message is gone. It was so bad. Or just spamming in Avon. Now, maybe you guys have had this problem too, but if I was, even now, if somebody was to spam and I'm in Avon, or if there's too many people talking at once, I would be disconnected. It's like an overload for the system. I don't know if it's my computer, but I think it's an endless online thing. I also have this problem where if... Here's a bat wing. I'm losing my trail of thought. Because of this bat, it blends into the wall so well. Okay, anyways, I would have this problem where it's so hard to explain, but I'll try it. This is definitely an endless online bug. If I was typing and I type too much, I type too fast, the computer, that whole screen freezes, but it's only on the top part. So like right now, the bats and my character up top, all that would freeze, but my chat log and all that would still completely be functional down below. That has happened so many times to me. And spamming definitely causes that. I don't know what it is. It doesn't even if it wasn't from somebody else spamming, it still happens to me just because of my typing. I don't know what causes that, but it's very irritating. Because I had to relog. That's the only way I can fix it. They tried removing stats to encourage party play, but then they hosted events that felt miserable to complete. Miserable, huh? Miserable and events. Those two words don't go together. I don't want to steal your bat. Yeah, events shouldn't be miserable. Totally not. But yeah, I get it. Yeah. That would also be something that hurts a game. It should be able to be played solo and also alongside somebody. Like, I think it's pretty interesting when Sausage had created that event, the Halloween event. That's a community event. That's fun. It's nice. You need other people. You need to rely on them to help you get through somewhere, right? That was nice. But let's say for some reason the game mechanics were made so you can only play if like you played with the community. That kind of hurts the game because everybody has their own way of playing, right? So it needs to be able to fit other players like me. Like I say, when I play Endless Online, the only thing I really do is find a map, I sit there and I draw it. Because as you can see in my other videos, I draw content for Endless Online. And I'm sitting on the map that I'm drawing. That's my way of playing this game. But other people, they love the grind. They'll just sit there and level and level and level. That's their way of playing. And then you have other people that go and redo the bar request over and over again. They love crafting. That's their thing. You got people that love leveling. That's their thing. You got people that, I don't know, they want to dress up their character every single 5 minutes. That's their way of playing. It's nice when a game can accompany that. Everyone has their own different way of playing. Botters. Let's talk about botters. We still do have botting problems, but it's not an overwhelming issue. I know Sorty has a little bot that jumps around and she spies on you. And she tells on you and then you're out. So the admins are active for trying to stop botting. It is not encouraged. It's definitely frowned upon, and if you get caught, then you're banned. I talked about banning before. I don't know how much of a ban it is. Is it like perma-ban? Is it a 5-minute ban? Is it just hang out in the jail, you're not going anywhere for 3 months ban? I don't know. Let me jump back over to the comments. If they wanted to solve the problem of making people play together, they should have kept the stats and focused on rescaling areas. Yeah, definitely. And items, yeah. I only play because I have a mental illness. It's called MKS. Why? What about people who bought and sit in their PC? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of okay, I guess. This is just totally going off of what I say. I mean, of what I know. I guess you can bot and be present, but you can't bot and not be present. I could be wrong about that. I totally could be. But, I have 13 bat wings? I only needed 5. What in the world? What? What? Did someone give these to me, or did I actually collect them all? I don't know. Like, I'm not paying attention at all. And you see how bad drop rates are? So here I am. I have 13, and I'm just like, wow, okay, yeah, let's finish that quest. I'm gonna get back to what I was saying in just a few seconds, but let me go down to systems here. 26 per bat, okay. What do I need for leveling? Let's see. Oh dear goodness! Oh dear goodness! Okay, what are we at? I am level 4. I need 6,555 EXP in order to level up. Like, that's pretty intense for just being a level 4, isn't it? So let's talk to this guy. Thank you so much. These wings are wonderful for my research. I got 100 gold. I don't know how much EXP he gave me, but I can easily tell if I go over here. So I got 1,400 EXP. That's really nice. If that was actually repetitive, I wouldn't mind doing that over and over again, but it's not, so yeah, that sucks. And you know what? I think we now completed all the quests in Noob Island. Now, like I had said before, I'm not going to run around and do all the quests. There's plenty of people out there that have already done that. I guess I can kill blobs until I get black shoes. I can totally do that. I can aimlessly just wander and kill stuff. I can totally do that. So let me move this over so I can see chats again. Are you leaving, Ray? Bye, I'll see you later. So back to what you were saying about the botting. Can you bot and still be present? I believe that's okay. I know I've seen it before, and I very specifically in remembering somebody that would have an admin teleport to him and be like, response please. Now that doesn't mean that they knew that they were using a bot. Maybe they weren't using a bot. I don't know. Basically, he was actually there. I don't think he was botting. He was actually there, but people were thinking he was botting. I don't know if he was using a bot. And they asked for a response, and he did. He gave one, and that was that. I don't know if it would be okay or not. That's a really good question. I don't know. I want to say yes, but I don't know. I don't know what would be acceptable or not. To me, that doesn't seem too harmful. When it becomes harmful is when you're interfering with somebody else's gameplay. Now, don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying, yeah, go ahead and bot. That's cool. No, no, no. I'm saying if the work is being done and you're being present and you're watching it, that sounds fair. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But if you were leaving it on all night and unattended, yeah, that's unfair. If you were botting in an area that's heavily fought after where other people were botting, that's not fair. If you were botting by yourself in the woods, but you were attending it, would that be okay? I don't know. I guess that would be a community issue right there. That would be a community question. Hey, what do you guys think if such and such and such? And, I don't know, vote on it. Or unless the 4 admins are like, no, I don't know, I don't like that. You know, overall, they have final say. It's their server, right? But they do like to involve the community. They like to ask things. I know there was a poll on the forums. What's happening over here? Sorry, let me just switch back and forth. So someone in the Discord had like mentioned, your audio sucks. Pretty much is what they were saying, but they said it in a nice way. Which I understand. I get that. I do have a better mic. I have a really good mic. I have a Yeti and I have Blue? Or is Blue Yeti the same thing? Maybe it is. Anyways, I have two really good mics. Right now, I'm just using the camera in order to record my audio. I was thinking this will probably be the last time I use the mic off the camera. I don't know for sure. In fact, this is my mic. This is one of my mics. Like, you can see that's pretty good quality right there. This is a Blue. It's missing its stand because I do voice acting for my other videos. I have another mic we were using before, and we were using half of that part of the mic and half of this part, which is why the stand is missing. It's a good mic. I will be using it. I didn't even really notice anything about the quality of mic. I was just I was just recording, but my husband had mentioned something about that. Like, yeah, you should totally get a different mic. So we do have it. I just have to figure out how do I record with the camera and also record with the mic in two separate functions. I'm sure that's easy, but I definitely need help. I am not techie at all. Never have been. I doubt I ever will be. I'm just not a techie person. It frustrates me. I don't know. I think people that do coding are absolutely amazing. Because when I look at like a wall of numbers, that's all it is to me. But then they're like, oh yeah, I get that. This is this and this and that. I'm like, no, I'm lost. Sorry. I don't understand any of that. So let's talk on another subject over here. Brute force hacking. That was a thing. I don't know how much of it is a thing now, but basically, if I understand it correctly, all you would need is a username, right? You would need a username, and then you would put it into some sort of system, and then what do you want? Is this a person? This is a person. I can't paper doll it. What? There's a little person hiding behind here. That's how I understand it. I could be completely wrong, but I understand. Hey. Oh no, I'm dying again. That's terrible. I guess you put it into some sort of program, the username, and then this brute force hacking tries to figure out the password by doing a whole bunch of random coding, not coding, random letters and numbers. And these gold, you can have all my gold. I have 147 gold. You can totally have all my gold. I make you rich. Rich. That's my way of understanding it. I never brute hacked myself, and I never seen somebody do it. That's just my understanding of how to do it, brute force hacking. And then there's, of course, just hacking on its own by simply guessing a password. If you had a username of online, and then your password was password, yeah, that most likely is going to get hacked. Maybe there's other ways of hacking. I don't know. I don't know. And then there's, of course, I don't know if you can exactly call it hacking, but there's the trusting. So let's say you have a friend, or you yourself have a high level, or you're sharing the account, basically, is what I'm getting at. You're sharing the account. And you trust that other person with your username and your password. Well, one day your friend's not your friend anymore, and hey, your account's not your account anymore either. That's how that works. So, again, I wouldn't necessarily call that hacking. That's like more trust issues. That happened a lot back in the day, and honestly, it still happens now. Honestly, it still happens. Okay. Speeders in Arena. This was something somebody wanted me to talk on too. Oh no, I'm out of pots, and I gave all my gold away. Oh well, I don't care. So Arena is a very good example for for speeders, because that's, you know, player versus player, right? So you would have somebody who is actually really good, and they are playing honestly. They aren't enhancing the speed in any way. And Endless Online is kind of a slow game. We know that. What I'm doing now, that's all there is. There is no way to enhance your speed unless you add something. I think speeding in Arena doesn't give a real advantage. Hi, Dumpster. Yeah, I guess it depends on the experience of somebody. I don't know. But, you know, if somebody is honestly playing, let's say a good 7 people, honestly playing Endless Online, and they have playing the arena, and you have a speeder that comes on, and they're just like going around like this, they go, kill, 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 they won. It kind of makes it an advantage at that point. But then again, maybe if you're playing against somebody who's pretty good and they know what they're doing, they can own you. I myself don't do much of arena, but when I do arena, back in the day, I was known as a camper. What's a camper? A camper is somebody that doesn't move. They just sit in one spot and they're like, don't kill me! Yeah, that was totally me. And what you would do then is make an arrow pointing at that character and being like, camper! Yeah, that was me! I don't do that now. Now I actually try to win, and sometimes I do! I actually win arena sometimes. I don't know how, but there's kind of methods on how to do that. Like, you know, the fake out. You're totally going at them straight, and then all of a sudden you like turn and curve. Okay, I don't know how I want to word this. I'm thinking about that. So, the keys, the keyboard, the keys, you know, arrow keys is how you move. Sometimes it kind of lags or it's not an instant response, right? So you would go to move forward and then you want to do a fake out and you turn at last second, but it doesn't work. Oh, okay, I died. Can I sell anything? Let's go see if I can sell some items I have to get me some gold. If not, I guess I'll sit down for a while and just talk my head off. I can totally do that. Okay, so what can I sell? Goat horn. 420. Peasant suit. I can sell peasant suits? What? I'm like, I know I can in mainland, but mainland is once you get off a tutorial island. I know I can in mainland, but I didn't know you could do that here. Was that added in? That had to have been added in. I don't think that's a feature before. Maybe it was. Maybe it was. What was I talking about? Okay, the key. The keys are, like, they don't respond instantly because it's an old game, right? I don't know if at any point in time it was ever good. But basically, you're gonna go to do a fake out, but you have to be good at timing. Otherwise, it doesn't pick up very well. Which is why there's something called moonlighting, I guess. I asked somebody one time, I'm like, why is it called moonlighting? He's like, do you really not get the reference to Michael Jackson and like doing the moonwalk? I'm like, oh, okay. So basically, again, I don't really know how that fully works, but it toggles the keys in a way to make it spawn instantly. Normally it doesn't. If you're playing with somebody that has that on, then it does. That kind of gives them an advantage, right? Because they don't have to deal with the lag. That person that's using the moonlighting, they don't have to deal with the lag, but you do. I do remember that was a thing back then too. Probably is now. And there were people that were challenging others, like a normal honest player. They were challenging a speeder or they were challenging a moonlighter and be like, bring it, I can take you out, I don't need any help, right? And sometimes they would win, sometimes not, but yeah, it really depends on the experience of that person. That's what I remember, at least from Arena, and yeah, it's still kind of a thing now, but not so much. people still play Arena and they have a lot of fun. You know what? Let's jump over to the online list. 76 people. Look at that. Oh my goodness. That's quite a lot of people. Huh. Oh, Sorty's still on. Did I miss Sorty? Let me scroll down to the S's. I didn't think. Oh yeah, okay. I just missed her. That's all. I didn't see her on the online list. I'm like, but why is she showing up on the other thing? Anyways, I just missed. That's all. What was that? I just saw the screen shake, but I don't know if someone was causing an earthquake or if that was just me. Oh, maybe I walked into something. Okay. No, that was an earthquake. I told. Okay, I didn't make that up. I totally saw an earthquake happening. Oh, an apple! I need that! Let's go back to killing blobs. Did I not buy potions? Oh my gosh, I made money. I made money. And then went to go kill things again. Let's go back over there and pick up that peasant suit. Okay, we talked about spamming globe, brute force hacking, botters, speeders, scammers. Let's talk about that. No, not buy, sell. Take my rags, please. Where to start with scammers? Okay, I know where to start. You guys might enjoy this one. Let me go over to the comments real quick. Sorry, I'm kind of like back and forth. Have you played freeze tag arena on Rewind? No, wait, have I? That sounds so familiar, but I don't think I have. I've been in arena and I have won against speeders, but it still ruins the fun when I saw speeders. I'd rather stop playing arena if I knew there were speeders. Yeah, I mean, totally would ruin the experience. And that's exactly what it does. It's like when you want to have a nice wedding in Avon, and you're like, hey, Globe, come to Avon Church. We're having a wedding. You're being nice. You want to invite people. It's a really bad idea, though, because, yeah, more than not, you're going to get a troll that they just sabotage the whole thing. I did make a video on that, too. I drew a little comment about how there was this thing you could do back then where you could walk inside NPCs. If you knew how to trigger it, you would have the NPC, and then you would have another player on the other side. It very specifically had to be set up. So if you were to hold down the key and just constantly hit refresh, 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 eventually you're going to phase through that character. But you can kind of somehow trick the game and keep doing that, and it accidentally allows you through an NPC, which normally you're not allowed to go through. So I put my gold here. They feel bad. Let's go buy health pots and kill blobs. So, anyways, back to, like, how they would sabotage it. Back in the day when you had the priest. The priest is there now, I believe, but is he? I don't know if he's there, actually. Law Bob works. Yeah, they're good goofball. They're good goofballs. Yeah, no. And so, yeah, the priest would say, I marry you to have happiness forever in your life. A basic rundown of what he was saying. And a person would be inside that person and just like ruining the ceremony, and then like you get like 5 other people joining in, or like somebody would strip butt naked and run around just saying crazy random stuff. Yeah, that was normal. That was totally normal. Oh man, I got off topic. Why did I start that conversation? Where was I going with that? Okay, let's just sell this. Let's sell that. Let's go back and do health pots. Ben's my guy. Ben, hook me up. Let me be silent here for like 2 seconds and concentrate. Okay, I don't want to overdo that. Okay, so, oh, I get where I was going now. Basically, There's still trolls, and there's still people that will willingly, like, destroy something you have, like, ruining it for other people. We still very much so have that. There's a guild that's pretty well known for that, and I'm sure a lot of you know what I'm about to say. TFI, the firm, right? I like to refer to them as, like, the gang, the bully guild, right? Because they go around and mess with people, and they totally do that for fun. They're not bad people. Like, I've talked one-on-one a lot with many of them. And, yeah, I mean, they're just totally doing it to mess with somebody just because they can. There's literally no other reason than that. So, yeah, that kind of covers everything for, like, speeding in arenas. You ruin the fun for other people. Unless you very specifically get asked, hey, do you want to, like, speed fight me? Let's do that. You know, unless you're asked or, like, agree to it, it just kind of ruins the fun. So, scammers. Let's go back to scammers. I didn't say anything about that. Yes, scamming absolutely still happens. And I was about to say something when I originally started this conversation, this topic, and that's the trick. Okay, remember when somebody would put something up? Let's say you're buying arrows, fire arrows or ice arrows, and you go to buy it, and you put up your amount of gold, and they put up their fire arrows or whatever it is, and they quickly take back the money. Like, let's say it's, what would be a good pricing for them? 120K? That sounds fair. Let's say they were selling it for 120,000, and you go to trade that person. If you're quick enough and you get the timing, they would take that money away, switch it with one, and then you don't realize it, and they hit accept, and now you either bought or sold, whichever how it works, your 125,000 item for 1 gold. That's how that kind of scamming would work. There was also the hey, come here. I wanna show you how to duplicate something. What do you got? Oh, you got a cook hat? I can totally duplicate that for you. You want 2? You want 5? I can do that. Because people knew about the duplication hack, I guess you could call it, right? They knew about that. So they would prey on you. They would try to convince you to they would try to convince you to allow you to drop it. I'm not explaining very well. They would pull you aside, they would get you away from everybody, they would have you drop your hat, and they would pick it up real fast, and they wouldn't give it back. That's a basic scam. There's also the player lock. Now, again, when I'm talking about player lock, if you put an item down, you can't pick up that item. Or if there's a drop, you can't pick up that drop because it's player locked by somebody else. And I think it's roughly about 30 seconds of I stop moving. I get my camera all blurry when I do that. And if you guys remember, I'm looking for boots currently, so I'm just gonna run around until kill blobs. That shows you how awesome drop rates are. Sorry, I'm focusing on what I said. I lose my train of thought. I know I was talking about the trading. No, not trading, the scamming. Oh my gosh, I totally lost it. What happened? Oh no! Oh no! Yeah, maybe this is why you need to, like, take a break. Oh, am I blurry? Hold on, let me look at my camera. I think I'm blurry. Oh, okay, it's fixing. Okay, anyways, so you got the scammers that would straight up just scam you, either by throwing in 1 gold. You got the scammers that would try to pull you aside and get you to drop an item because they claim they can duplicate it, but they just run off with it. Overall, it's just bad stuff. You got the user, what do you want to call it? The buyer users, trading, selling, all of that. You got those kind of scammers where you need a middleman. I'm dying here. Let's admire my mug again. My bling mug. Let's totally admire that. And we'll take a break. Coffee is so good. But not coffee alone. It has to be like massively packed with creamer, right? Okay, so a basic trade would be, hey, selling my account for X amount of money, or for maybe items, maybe. And someone's like, hey, I'll buy that. Now you got two ways of doing it, don't you? You got PayPal, so actual money, and then you have gold or items, currency exchange kind of in items. So you would most likely need a middleman unless you really trusted that person. This very much so happens now, and it even happened back in the day, not surprising. So what would happen is you've got a trade that's going on. And if you don't trust that person, you were running a very high risk. I mean, even if you did trust them, let's be honest. How many times has somebody like straight up stole an account and they were like, you know, super best friends for like 8 years, you know? It doesn't matter. It's always a risk. It doesn't matter if you're best friends. It doesn't matter if you trust them. It just doesn't matter. It's a risk. And the admins acknowledge that completely. So, yeah, they frown upon selling and buying accounts. They're like, hey, you know what? That's really dumb. But if you want to do that, you do that. Just don't come crying to me when you lose your account. That's basically their take on it. I mean, they're not wrong, right? It does suck when it happens. It sucks. A lot of people have quit. Yeah, I have done middlemaning before. It's not my favorite thing to do. I don't really care for it, but I don't know. I get trusted. I am trusted on Endless, so so-and-so wants to buy and so-and-so wants to sell. And they're like, hey, let's use Bling. I'm like, yeah, sure, I can do that. They always ask me when I'm busy, too. I'm like, okay, I'll step aside real quick and help. Because I get that. It's hard to find somebody they actually trust. It's hard to find somebody that's not going to steal things from you. Like, yeah, random people all the time. Just, hey, can you come do this? So, I do agree just because I feel bad for them. I'd rather do it and just have it go smoothly than them risk it to somebody else. So I have middleman quite a few times before. It always makes me nervous, though. I'm so nervous. Like, what if I accidentally hurt them? Like, what if I fall for a trick and I can't go back? There is no undo button, you know? Once it's gone, it's gone. So back to account buying and trading. So basically, there's the you go first. No, you go first. I believe it's people don't like going first because the first person is the one that makes the risk, right? You give the password or you give the gold, whichever it is. Whoever goes first is initiating the risk. And it's hard, it's tricky. We do have people that are nominated from the Endless Online community. They're kind of nominated as middlemen that are trusted, and some people have broken that like many times. They're like, no, you're not trusted. You had it for like 2-3 years and then you pulled that and now you think you can still middleman. So there is a list. There is a very active community for Endless Online, and they kind of do their own little thing. That would be an example, is they nominate who is worthy and who isn't. So very often there's a select few of people that somebody will ask to middleman, and depending on who you're talking to, they might be like me and be like, yeah, I'll do it for free. I don't care. I don't want your stuff. I don't want your account. I don't want anything. I'll do it for free. That's fine. But you got other people that's like, you got to pay up. You're taking my time. I have to stop doing what I'm doing to come help you guys and make sure everything runs smoothly. Pay up, right? So they do expect some sort of tip, and that is totally worth it if you ask me. If you have a genuine person, again, there is no such thing as a genuine person. There is and there isn't, but there's always that risk. You just don't know. I can't say there is no such thing, but in the trends of Endless, or just anywhere, it's just a risk. Even if that person has been well known, there still has been people that, like, they just scam out of nowhere. Why? I don't know. So Yeah, there are people that have never scammed in their life, and they've been doing this, let's say, since Endless Online first came out, and it's marked as 2003, but I think people say you couldn't actually play it until 2004. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's a risk. Admins frown upon it. They say don't come complaining to me when you lose your account. You knew what you were getting into when you started this. That's scamming. It's very much so happened back in the day, even happens now. I kind of wanted to compare back then to now. Is there a kitty hat dupe now? No. Can you duplicate things now? I doubt it. I suppose it's possible, but in this little game, people are gonna know. Like, you can't hide that. And there hasn't been anything showing that would indicate that, so I don't think you can kitty hat dupe anymore, or dupe any kind of anything. How's the economy? It's decent. Like, let's just jump back to the online list. There's 77 people online right now. Sorty's online, one of the admins, and then we're back to that. Okay, now let's just kind of go over to Globe. And you guys can see that on my screen. That's awesome. Selling 66 tea bags, 10 bags, 37 ice cubes, and they are asking for PMs. They didn't give a direct number of how much they're being sold for. Buying cook hat. That would be a DC item, I believe. You can't actually just get a cook hat. Let's scroll up. Tenu, that is a DC item. We'll go over that in just a minute. What does it exactly mean to be a DC item? Crystal sword, that is a rare DC item. Red plate, female, that is extremely, overwhelmingly rare. I would know. I spent 7 months trying to get my red plate. There's male and there's female. Both of them are rare, but female tends to be more rare. That would be like an easy 4 million, right there. If it's a DC item and like the rarity of the DC items. Yes, DC items are rare, but there's like a rare tier. Thor's hammer. I think that's DC. I think that has to be. This person's only selling DC items. It looks like. PMH. I don't know. A lot of acronyms going on here. Fire crystal. That is DC. You can't get crystals anymore. Now, if I was on my main, I have a crystal, but you can't buy them. Buying account. Selling names, Blondie. Selling names, Dexy. Buying level 80, $150. You're like, wow, do people actually pay that much? Yes, they do. They absolutely do. Depending on the name and the level, what the person has. Let's say this account has the Quest. They absolutely will sell that for like $200. And there have been people that have bought that, even more so. I think there was a person that even spent $500 on a character on this little game. This game that was out since like 2003, 2004. Hasn't been updated in 2014 and is still being played in 2020. Like, yeah, the economy's booming, so to speak. Look, if I was to go scroll up on Globe, look at this. Everybody's saying something. Now, a lot of people, they trash talk on here too, or they just talk in general. But look, that's very active. What I originally wanted to do was show you guys, like, pricing. But this is kind of interesting. People aren't putting a price. They're just saying selling, buying, selling. Like, we saw that one that had money, actual currency, right? Okay, here we go. A Reaper Scythe. That's the big one, I believe. That's the one that goes zoom, zoom every time you hit it. I believe that is also a DC item. There are 2 Reaper Scythe. I think there's just Scythe and Reaper Scythe. Maybe I'm getting them mixed up. There's the big one and there's the little one. The little one is the not so cool one, and that is, you can still get that. And then there's the, I believe you can still get that. And then there's the bigger one that is DC. You can't get that. They want 1,000 gold for it. That's fair. Oh, that's Panda. Oh man, I'll have to touch base on Panda too and explain that. Okay, let's go over DC items real fast. So, why is it discontinued? What happened? Why are there things missing in the game? I'm not entirely sure somebody had said at some point in time, again, I don't know, I'm just repeating this back. Sausage attempted to give Endless Online some sort of academy control. We should totally have DC items, that way the game still has something to circulate on, you know? He even did an event. I guess you could call it an event. I don't know. I don't know what you would label that is. He brought the kings back for a while, which is the only way you can get a crown. Only way. And then he took it away. But, I mean, it was up for a good few months before it was taken away. Again, I don't know if that was very specifically the reason to keep the academy going. But that's what people are saying. What was the other thing? Oh, I guess just running out of room. I don't understand how all the imagery works with this. What do you mean by imagery? What are you talking about? Basically, I know Endless Online has X amount of boxes that can be filled for items. I don't know if things were very specifically removed just because they wanted to open up a slot. Like, the boots! Yay! That's totally clap-worthy. Come on, my boots! I finally got them. Now, let's talk about this emotion thing. This is happening again. My hands are up here. I am not touching the keyboard. She's doing that on her own. She shouldn't be. One of the many bugs Endless Online has. Yeah, that happens a lot. So normally I would relog in order to fix that. I'm not going to right now. I'm just gonna hit buttons. Sometimes that alone fixes it. And there you go. She stopped. I am actually touching the keyboard now. Yeah, drop rates are absolutely terrible. How long was that? Anybody know? Like 15, 20 minutes to just find some boots? It's that bad. You know? So, originally... Why? Who did this? Who did this? Should I kill it? I don't know. I'm going to. So, let's just talk about this real fast. You know, this is a Christmas chest. If you've never done the Christmas event before, this is what you want to get. So, there's these little dolls that go around killing things. What am I talking about? There's these little dolls that people try to kill, and you might get a Christmas scroll. The Christmas scroll is what everybody wants on the Christmas event. Oh, I killed it. I didn't mean to, but I killed it. I don't know what I'm like so autopilot. Kill. Anyways, you have very good, I won't say very good. You have a chance of getting an unlore devil. You have a chance of getting an unlore, panda. No, not devil. Sorry, I said that in the last string too. Not devil. It's a turtle. An unlore turtle, which is male strictly only, and an unmale panda, which is female only. I got 2 fairy sodas. Yeah, it drops a lot of junk, but yeah, it's totally gambling. You could list it as gambling. It's just random. You don't know what you're going to get. You could get a title certificate. You could get unlore panda or turtle. You could get an enchanted hat. There's purple, black, and blue. Those 3 hats. You can't get those. And that goes perfectly with what I was saying about DC items. You can't get these things. Again, I don't have a specific reason as to why you can't get them. People say it's because of Sausage wanting to keep the economy going, so he removed things from the game. So there is something to still be fought after in this game. Sometimes you'll see things pop up, most likely because a person already had that before. There's 2 ways. I guess there's technically 3, but let's say there's 2 ways to get it. 1, you already had it. Remember, the database was completely transferred over, so if you could access your account, you have everything from then. And if you had something that was considered DC from DC now from back then yeah, you got it. Plasma. Oh my gosh, I got the boots. I don't even know what to do now. I don't want to get the backpack because that's a lot of gold. Like, what is it? Let's go see. Is it 1,000? Anyways, yes. DC items exist. You can't get them. You can't buy them. Whereas a normal case you would. But so one way to acquire a DC item is to already have it, just because you already bought it back in Maine when it was available, and it wasn't DC back then. Another way of doing it is actually acquiring it through, let's say, the Christmas chest. You never had a 600 gold. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I want to try to get 600 gold. I might just start walking the maps now, because like I said, I can only do so much on Tutorial Island, and that's it, right? I did all the quests. Wait, no, wait. I think I have one more to do. I think. Let's see. The tooth guy. The snake tooth guy. Is it you? No. Is it you? No. Did I already do it? Maybe I did. No, I already did Blings. I thought I didn't do the snake teeth collector, but maybe I already... Pig? Really? Rude pig. You're going down. Let me turn on the little map locator. I don't know what you would want to call this. Let me just kind of look around. I think it must have been one of those two guys that collect snake teeth. I guess I already did it? Huh. I thought I still needed to do that one. Let me just run around real fast as I continue. No, that's Danny. As I continue explaining what it was. So, the second way acquiring a DC item is just actually getting it through an event, or maybe a rare event, like when Sausage randomly decided to play hide and seek with everybody, where he had these little stars and he gave them out to people. I believe there was 10 of them, and he said if you have 1 star, you can have this and this, or if you have 2 stars, you can have that, or if you have 3 stars, you can have a DC item. Like, he actually spawned it for you and gave it to you. Like, my friend had 2 stars, and I had a star, and I didn't want to do anything with it. I couldn't get what I actually wanted, which would be like, you know, the pink hat, the pink admin hat, which says it's white, but let's be honest, we all know it's pink. And then the cute little angel wings. He's like, you can't have that. I'm like, okay, I'll just give my star to my friend. And then he chose glasses, which is another big DC item. So you got DC items that are like the rarity. Let's go back over to rarity. You know, I guess I must have done the snake guy, because I can't click on anything. Online list, 78 people. Look at this. You got Sortie and Plasma Star. Woohoo! Our active little admins. Let's go walk the maps. I don't know where we're going, but that's fine. What are we at? We've almost been doing this for 2 hours. Okay, rarity. DC item rarities. Something that's super ultra rare would be like I said, female red plate and male red plate. Male red plates, there's more of those around, but females, you have a better chance of getting a male red plate than you do female red plate, but it's still something super rare. Glasses, they are, I think, considered rare too. One of the like rare things. I do have people that always ask me, hey, can I buy your glasses? I'm like, no, you can't. Sorry. They're like, why? I'm like, they're not for sale. What if I trade you this? What if I gave you, I think someone offered me like $150, and then somebody else was like, well, what if I like give you all these glorious DC items for your 1 glasses? I'm like, no, you can't have them. People are persistent. That is for sure. Like, another thing is my account. I have a character named Fire. Everyone is always asking to buy him when I log on. I'm like, it's not for sale. Stop asking. Stop asking me. They don't take no for an answer. They really don't. So, who's this over here? Let's go check out Avon. Yeah, let's go to Avon Square. We should totally do that. You. No, you. Level. I don't know. I think it's 4. 4. I'm gonna run away. I see what I can give you. No, it's okay. I'm not new. I'm not new. Ah! I can't type. Thank you. See, that's a perfect example of like the kind of community that we have here. Completely random stranger wanted to give me things. That's totally normal. Like, it's one of the highlights, I would say, in Endless Online for players. They want to help so badly. They just want to, like, throw stuff at you, and they want to help. It's just something they enjoy. Not every single person is like that, but vast majority of the players are like that. They want to help. They want to do. Look at that little devil running around. What a cutie booty. Who is this? Cherub. Oh my dear goodness. Oh my dear goodness. There are so many people. We got Harsh. We got Death something. That's something that would be nice if we could increase the size. Which you can. I know Sody did an add-on for that. We got Crinkle. Redox. Let's just sit here a moment while I explain more DC items. Oh, perfect. So here we are in a group of people, right? Let's go over some DC items I can pick out. Let's start over here. Hats, Christmas hats. Those are DC, actually. You can't just buy those. Now, normally back when you would play main, there was a character that would run around, and Christmas hats were super cheap. What were they, like 50 gold? That's nothing. You can get 50 gold. Come on, that's easy. Well, yeah, I just ditched him. Run away. But now it's set up that the only way you can get a Christmas hat is if you have, again, going back to those Christmas chests, you need to go to the Land of Dolls, which was a quest Sausage added in. Basically, a quick rundown is there are 10 dolls. They are sisters. They were placed all throughout Avon, and you have to go to every single one. And I think one of them, just one, the main one, gives you hints as to where all of them are. So you go over there and you go and find the hint. Like, one of them is like food, another one is the dance floor. I'm not explaining it very well, but wow. So yeah, everyone just jumped on that. Look at them. They are so happy. Oh, someone got a crystal. So if you saw up on the top, there was a green crystal. That's a DC item. I think it's called Festive Crystal. You can only get it around the Christmas time. That was a perfect thing. That was awesome. Let's see, what else is DC on here? Does anyone have? Okay, right here, this little black hat, Bulge. Let's click on Bulge. This black hat, you can't buy that. This is called an enchanted black hat, and there's only 3 of them. There's purple, blue, and black. You can't buy those. You have to get a drop. Now, if you want this little black hat, the Halloween event that will be happening most likely. Again, Sausage does this every single year, so why would this year be any different? Coffee. It is coffee time. Un momento, por favor. Yeah, because I need more coffee, right? I'm not talking fast enough. Okay, this hat. If you want this hat right now, a perfect time to get it would be next week. Sausage is most likely going to put up an event. He does it every single year. I've been playing since 2015. That's when this server first started. He did an event in October. I didn't start playing the server until November. I was a part of the December Christmas event, and ever since then, he's always done an event. So that is most likely going to start next week. And what drops these items, it's also the chest, but it's different. I'm not going to bore you with the details, but you basically do a boss fight, and this chest drops random things. Like, if you want skeleton skin, you can totally get that next week. The only time to get that is next week. I don't think it's in the Christmas event. I think it's only Halloween. And these black hats are also, I believe, Halloween only event, which goes for 1 week long. and that should start next week. Let's see, what else do we got here? From what I can see, Plasma's at you. Plasma's just like hanging out halfway in the church. So that's one of our admins right here. He is clearly enjoying this. He is having so much fun right now. And I love that. I just love when they're interactive. Okay, right here, Crinkle. If you can see, there's totally skeleton skin on her right now. Like, maybe the graphics aren't picking that up very well, but again, that's a DC item. That's a rare item. I wouldn't even call it DC. I don't know what you would categorize that. Let's call it event. It's an event item only. That totally works. They have their, she has her skeleton skin on. She can take that on and off by a click of a button. This is something that Sausage added in. It's like a little orb. It's blue, and it's called Skin Melter. That totally reminds me of a story. We're gonna go. Wow, someone's having fun. Who is this? Hi, Joshy. Should I just stay here or should I walk? Maybe I should walk. I feel like I have to move. I have to keep moving. Let's go check out Sky. You know, the events. Let's go check out the event section. That's something that hasn't been seen in a while, right? Like, when was the last time we had an event? Do you remember that? When, the admins actually used the event map? Okay, back to my story. So, this is about 3 years ago. This involves Sausage, by the way. This was about 3 years ago. If you ever heard of a game called Undertale, there was a character named Sans. I totally grabbed that name on here. And I guess at the time, Sausage must have been into Sans, like the character and the game. And, my camera's off again. Oh, there we go. It gets all blurry if I move. And so, Sausage, I noticed his title was something like, have a bad time. Whatever it was totally a Sans reference. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm totally going to take advantage of that. I'm going to show him Sans. So I did. If you don't know anything about that, that's fine. All you need to know is Sans is a skeleton. That's all you need to know. That's the only thing. So I said, hey, Sauce, stay there. Don't move, okay? I'll be right back. So I log on to my other character, and of course Sauce doesn't listen, and he did move anyways, and he completely disappeared. I'm like, Sausage, why? And then the next thing I know, I'm just randomly teleported. Now, if you ever been, I guess it counts as a ban or a jail. Back in the day in Maine, in the maze, that's like, what, 46 maps long. In order to get out, you have to complete every single map. And if you just happen to DC in the middle of the maze, you get to start again, which happened to me. That was terrible. I was so upset. This isn't an easy maze to complete either. That's like an easy, what, hour-long thing to do? Anyways, back in the day, when you got banned, some of the admins would stick you in this map that's kind of near the end, and it's full of like tiles, little square tiles, and they're like different colors. One of them is like a green, a jade maybe. Let's walk the racetrack. Did I miss the racetrack? I think I have to go down here. But look, you can play tic-tac-toe. I mean, anyways, okay, so he sent me there on Sans, my character, and I was trying to like cosplay my Sans character, so I had a skeleton hat on. Look at the racetrack. There are so many memories in here. Remember all the little cheaters that would hang around the edge? They're so cute. They would just run around the edge. Oh. So he teleported me to the maze, and I was there. And he had like a random ancient bone hanging out near the end. He's like, you really like this, don't you? I'm like, yes! So we just talked for a bit, and then randomly he teleported me out. And then we were in Aethan again. And I don't remember exactly what he said, but basically he did something. I know he did something because my screen did like a quick flash. It's hard to explain. basically I can tell it refreshed in a way. Like, oh, okay, if I hit F12, you see that? F12? I don't know if it captures it very... Oh, there we go. Okay, that flash. I saw that. I'm like, hey, Sauce, I know you did something, but I don't know what you did. He's like, oh. So he removes... By the way, admins completely... They can dress you or undress you or, like, pretend to dress you. It's hard to explain. It's like an illusion. Like, they can make it so you see something, but it's not actually there on your character. But he did this for reals. He took off my goblin helmet, not with the horns. There's two of them. There's one with horns and one without. I had one on what was without. So he took that off. I'm like, oh, he made me a skeleton skin, which was a big thing back then because the skin melters didn't exist yet. In fact, I believe that's why he did it, is because he was building up to that point. He knew he was going to add it in. So he was basically made a comment like, let's make everybody jealous. I was like, what? So then he logs off. So I was like one of the first people to have skeleton skins for the longest time. And yeah, you talk about offers. People are like, I am so interested in buying that. Like, how much do you want? Like, there is no amount that's too much. Like, $200, I can totally do that for you. I'm like, no, I'm not selling sands. Leave me alone. So let's say like 6 months. I don't know. Let's just throw a number out there. So, like, here I am again on Sands, and every once in a while I would log on and totally show them off, right? Just like strip them down and walk around as a skeleton. People are like, oh my gosh, how? I'm like, it's a long story. I can't explain it. Just sausage. That's all you need to say. So eventually I logged back on, like, let's say, skip forward 6 months from now, and sausage popped back on. He's like, oh yeah, let me just take that. So he stills my skin, which is fine because I enjoyed it for whatever length of time I had it. But he didn't put my skeleton hat back on, and I kind of like made a little bit of a pass, like, you know, you should totally give me my hat back. And he didn't, and then he logged off. I'm like, do you know how long that took me to get that goblin helmet? That was a hard drop. It's not even like a rare item. It's just a hard drop. So he just took my skin, left my hat, and ran off. Eventually I got it back, and then shortly after, the Halloween event did come out, which introduced the skin melters, which again, that turns you into a skeleton at will. You put it on, put it off. It's lore. You can't drop it. You can't sell it. Once it's on a character, it's there. You can't get rid of it. You can junk it, sure. Or you can put it in your inventory. You can do that too. But yeah, that is a little story about skeletons. Do I have to go? Oh, I have to go this way. I'm off topic. I don't even remember why I started that conversation. I guess just because I can. So let's see. We're going in almost 2 hours here. I should probably stop the video eventually. Oh, okay, so this is actually my second stream. My first stream I did 2 days ago, and I think I did a much better job at kind of like explaining everything. I will put that back up. You currently cannot see that, because YouTube is very rude. Basically, there was like a horrible 2-hour period of trying to set up. You know, I'm new to this. I've never streamed before. This is only my second one. So I was trying to figure it out. My husband was helping me, and eventually we got it figured out. Well, there's still that 2 hours. Now I stopped. I stopped and made it private up until the point where I wanted to start. And then I hit start, did my recording, that was it, right? Well, I wanted to edit that, and I went to do that, and I cut out the amount I wanted, but now my video is like forever stuck in video being processed. Please check back later. That was like 2 days ago. It's stuck, and I don't know what to do. I have looked this up. This is still a continued problem going on throughout the YouTube community. And my best fix for that is contacting an admin, and I did, and they have yet to respond. So I just downloaded the video. I'm going to probably do this shortly. After I'm done with this stream, I'm going to do that edit that I want, and then I'll put that up. It's just going to be a normal video. It won't count as a stream. That's fine. It's just footage I don't want to lose. So that's why, if you were wondering, well, why isn't your first stream up from those 2 days ago? That's why. But I'll put it up after this. Alright, comments, questions below. Anybody want to add anything? We should totally end this off in even square, and then we'll check online again. 77 people on right now. It's 3:58 p.m. Oh my gosh! Look at this! They're so cute! You guys are just so cute. Oh, look at this. They're just... I love this. I love seeing the random stuff people do in Endless Online. Admin stories, maybe. Who is this? So, here some people are being cute. I have no idea what they're doing, but that's totally normal to walk in on, is people just doing like random stuff together. I like that. This is a very active community. There's a Discord that is linked to my, what do you call it, comment section, something among that. You guys can check that out. It's active. There's also a forum. So again, that website, the eo.serve website is on there. And from there, not only can you download the video, but you can also get a lot of information on this game, such as who is online, what item is where can I get it, and also Azil. So this is your Rhoda. That's actually my sister upstairs. That's one of my leaders, because back in the day, Rambo's army was our guild, and You Are Mine just disappeared. We don't know where he went, but eventually a leader came back on, named Quez. He gave us leadership, and we totally revived RA. We did it. We brought it back to life. Quite a few times, actually. But yeah, she runs the guild with me. BQA, Blink's army. There is no You Are Mine. There is no Rambo, so it was kind of pointless to name it RA again. They're not there, so BQA, Blink's army. So that's my guild. Anyways, yeah, this is the Endless Online community doing cute random stuff. It's very active. There is a forum. There's 75 people online right now. It's 4 p.m. There is a Discord link if you want to join it. It is in the description. There's also an EO Forums, which is part of the EO Serve website that you can join. You can join, you can create, you can click on that, you can download the game from there, you can look at information, see who is online, and you can also access the community forums through that way. Did I miss anything? I don't think I did. This has been a long 2 hours. I'll have to figure out what to do next time, because we covered a lot of things on here. Like the EO community from then to now, it's still very active. We get 74 people on right now. 80s has kind of been the new online player base count. During the events, that easily goes up to like 100, 120. Probably a good portion of that is people on their alts trying to get things like the skeleton skin, or they're on their alts to either get something for themselves, but also on another character of theirs to either sell it or to make it look cool, whichever. So, yeah. Let's end that here. Let's log out. Nah, no, I won't log out. I'm just going to end the stream. Okay, guys, thanks for joining. I'll probably do another one eventually. I don't know when. I would say Thursday, Friday, and Saturday are kind of like my recording days, because those are my days off. And Sunday, too. Did I say Thursday? I lied. I meant Friday. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are my days off. So those are kind of the point to look for. My live streams, I'll try to do more of them. I'm going to get that first live stream up so you guys can check that out and actually make it visible to people. And yeah, I'll just continue doing random content too. That's the whole reason I have my Endless Online channel. It's just completely dedicated to random stuff on Endless Online. So yeah, bye. Thank you for joining, guys. Plasma, you are awesome. Thank you so much for being part of this. I absolutely love that. You're amazing. Thank you. Bye.